described as an attempt to restore traditional relationships and to broaden the alliance between the U.S. and the Philippines. Philippine President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos is here in Washington, D.C. for a series of what the White House calls consequential meetings. President Marcos and his wife Louise were welcomed to the White House by President Biden and First Lady Jill. Marcos is on a 4-day trip following last week's state visit to Washington by South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol and a White House meeting in January between Biden and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. Greeting Marcos in the Oval Office, Biden underlines the ironclad U.S. commitment to defending the country.
The United States also remains ironclad in our commitment to the defense of the Philippines, including the South China Sea, and we're going to continue to support the Philippines' military modernization goals.
Marcos refers to difficult times and says the Philippines finds itself in a region with arguably the most complicated geopolitical situation in the world right now.
In the difficult times that we are facing ahead of us, we need to find many ways to strengthen our alliances and our partnerships in the face of the new economy that we are facing post-pandemic. Beyond that, there are also the geopolitical issues that have made the region where the Philippines is possibly, arguably, the most complicated geopolitical situation in the world right now. So it is only natural that for the Philippines to look to its sole treaty partner in the world to strengthen and to redefine the relationship that we have and the roles that we play in the face of those rising tensions that we see now around the South China Sea and Asia-Pacific and Indo-Pacific regions.
A senior U.S. official says President Bongbong Marcos' U.S. visit is extremely significant and that this is the first meeting of its kind at this level and intensity in decades between the U.S. and the Philippines. Meanwhile, moments after his White House meeting, President Marcos was welcomed by the Filipino community at the nearby Ritz Carlton Hotel ballroom in Washington. People of Filipino heritage from the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area, and even those from as far south as North Carolina and as far north as Manitoba, Canada, made it to the welcome. In his speech, President Marcos says the protection of overseas Filipino workers is one of the administration's priorities.
We are strongly committed to pursue the third pillar of our foreign policy, which is assistance to Filipino nationals. Isa po sa mga hakbang na ating ipinapatupad ang pagtaguyod ng Department of Migrant Workers o DMW, pinangungunahan nga po ng ating kalihim, Secretary Toots Ople ng DMW. Ang layunin po nito ay pagsamahin at palakasin lahat ng ahensya ng gobyerno na may mandatong protektahan at isulong ang karapatan at kapakanan ng ating mga kababayan dito sa Amerika, sa Caribbean at saan mang sulok ng daigdig.
President Marcos says his visit to Washington is for the strengthening of Philippine-U.S. security, defense, and economic, cultural, and people-to-people ties. He says the sacrifice and success of Filipinos in the U.S. make him proud as president.
You are valued members now of American society. Your success here has made us very, very proud back home. I take pride in being your elected president. But more than anything, I am honored to stand among you and say, Filipino ako. Maraming salamat.
Rosel Feria, Washington, D.C., Eagle News. We live in extraordinary times.